Most people treat a 10 out of 10 like it's a mythical unicorn. I found 24 of them. We are talking the unkillable legends, the class of 2025, new releases that are already breaking the internet, and a few picks that might actually make you angry. I apologize in advance to your wallet and your social life. You aren't going to need either of them for a while. Let's fix your backlog. First up, the game that ruined every other RPG for a decade, The Witcher 3. Before this, side quests were just go fetch 5 wolf pelts. CD Projekt Red said, no, let's make a side quest about a missing frying pan, and somehow make it fascinating. This is a 10 out of 10 not because of the combat, which, let's be real, is just okay, but because of the writing. You show up to kill a monster, and 3 hours later, you're debating morality with a depressed baron and staring at a wall wondering if you're the bad guy. The world feels lived in, dirty, and real. If you haven't played the expansions, Hearts of Stone arguably has the best villain in gaming history. It's mandatory playing.
I'm Geralt of Rivia, the Witcher.
Then, we have Elden Ring. This game doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't have a quest log filled with markers telling you exactly where to go. It just drops you into the most beautiful, terrifying open world ever made and says, good luck, idiot. It's a perfect 10 because it brought that feeling of mystery back to gaming. You see a castle in the distance, you can go there, and when you get there, a dragon will probably fall out of the sky and one-shot you. It respects your intelligence enough to let you get lost, and it respects your time by rewarding that curiosity with legendary weapons. Not just filler loot, it is the ultimate adventure.
Brandish the Elden Ring. I saved you.
If Elden Ring is about freedom of exploration, Baldur's Gate 3 is about freedom of choice. Like, actual choice. You want to save the world? Cool. You want to romance a bear? Weird, but sure. You want to kill a major plot character just to see what happens? The game won't stop you. It'll just rewrite the story to match your chaos. This is the first time a video game has felt like a real D&D session with your friends. The acting is Oscar level, the combat rewards creativity over button mashing, and the sheer amount of branching paths means you can play this 5 times and get 5 completely different games. It's a masterpiece of agency.
Silence.
Trust me, we will.
Okay, slow down. Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just a game, it's a time machine to 1899. Rockstar didn't just build a map, they built a functioning ecosystem. NPCs have schedules, animals hunt each other, and your horse, well, your horse is basically your best friend. It's a 10 out of 10 because of Arthur Morgan. We have never seen a character arc this detailed or this heartbreaking. The pacing is slow. Yes, you actually have to open drawers to loot them, but that slowness forces you to live in this world until the lines blur. By the time the credits roll, you aren't just finishing a game, you're losing a friend. Prepare to cry.
You have to love yourself a fire. Already here. The Elder Scrolls
And then,
told of
the grandfather, Skyrim. Released in 2011, re-released every year since, and we keep buying it. Why? Because it's the ultimate comfort food. You step out of that cave, the music swells, and you realize you can do anything. It's a 10 out of 10 because it is immortal. The base game is legendary, but the modding community has turned this into an infinite engine of content. You want to play as a high fantasy hero? Done. A stealth archer? We all do that. It's janky, it's broken in places, but it has more soul than games released today. It is the definition of a sandbox.
believe they even exist.
You're fighting.
Okay, moving into the heavy hitters of 2025, Clair Obscur. Expedition 33. Even if you hate turn-based RPGs, you have to play this. Why? Because they finally fixed the one problem with the genre, waiting. You aren't just selecting attack and watching a cutscene. You're dodging, parrying, and jumping in real time during the turn-based combat. It keeps your brain engaged 100% of the time. Plus, look at it. It's arguably the best-looking game running on Unreal Engine 5 right now. It's stylish, the world building is surreal, and it feels like the evolution that Final Fantasy was trying to find for years. Solid 10.
I know it seems absurd to offer a
From style to pure, unadulterated violence. Doom, the Dark Ages. We thought Eternal was the peak, but then id Software said, what if we gave the Doomslayer a Captain America shield made of chainsaws? This goes back to the roots. It's heavier, slower, and hits harder than Eternal. You aren't zipping around like a fighter jet anymore. You feel like a walking tank. The medieval aesthetic mixes with the sci-fi tech perfectly, and I cannot stress this enough, you get to ride a cybernetic dragon. It's the perfect stress relief. No thinking, just ripping and tearing until it is done. The surprise hit of 2025, Dispatch. If you loved Tales from the Borderlands, wake up because the Kings are back. This isn't your typical superhero game. You play Mecha Man, well, a washed-up version of him working a desk job after getting wrecked. It's a superhero workplace comedy where you have to manage a squad of rehabilitated villains. You're balancing tactical map decisions with awkward office politics. But the reason this is a 10 out of 10? The cast Aaron Paul, Laura Bailey, Jeffrey Wright, Moist Karwantikel. The voice talent roster reads like a fever dream. It's funny, it's rated R, and your choices actually change the story. It explores what it means to be a hero from behind a desk, and it is easily the best written game of the year.
You know what? Help yourself.
We waited 15 years for Assassin's Creed to go to feudal Japan, and Shadows finally delivered. The reason this is a 10 isn't just the setting, it's the split. You actually get two completely different games here. You want classic Splinter Cell stealth? You play Naoe, turning out lights, hiding in shadows, using the grappling hook. You want to be a wrecking ball? You play Yasuke and literally smash through paper walls. The dynamic season system changing the map layout is the cherry on top. This is the series finally waking up and remembering why we loved it in the first place. If Ghost of Tsushima is the grounded samurai movie, Where Winds Meet is the magical martial arts epic. This game came out of nowhere and embarrassed the competition with its movement system. You aren't just climbing, you are running up walls, walking on water, and gliding through the air like you're in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. The combat is this beautiful dance of parries and chai powers. It captures that Chinese wuxia fantasy better than anything else. It's buggy in that charming, ambitious open-world way, but the sheer freedom of movement makes it an instant 10. And closing out the 2025 block, we have Hades 2. Making a sequel to a perfect game is impossible, right? Supergiant Games didn't get the memo. You play as Melinoe, the princess of the underworld, and the vibe shifts from Greek god brawler to ancient witchcraft. The combat is snappier, the loadouts are more complex, and the story, it hooks you immediately. The genius here is the loop. Dying is still part of the fun because you get new dialogue and story beats every time you fail. It's just one more run perfected. If Elden Ring is an RPG, Sekiro is a rhythm game disguised as a samurai duel. This is the only game on the list that demands perfection. You can't grind for levels, you can't summon help, you just have to get good. It's a 10 out of 10 because of the deflect mechanic. That metal-on-metal clang sound is the most satisfying noise in gaming history. Once the combat clicks, you don't feel like you're playing a game. You feel like a master swordsman flowing through attacks, and remember, hesitation is defeat. Then came the Monkey King. Black Myth, Wukong. Basically broke the internet, and for good reason. It stripped away the empty open-world bloat and gave us what we actually wanted. Incredible boss fight after incredible boss fight. The combat here is fast and fluid. You're dodging, freezing enemies in place, and cloning yourself. But the reason it hits that perfect score is the AI spectacle. This is Unreal Engine 5 flexed to the max. Every boss design is a work of art, and taking them down feels like conquering a myth. It's frustrating, it's beautiful, and it is absolute cinema. How do you remake a perfect game? You make it scarier and give Leon a knife that can parry a chainsaw. Resident Evil 4 Remake is the gold standard for how to update a classic. Capcom nailed the pacing here. 1 minute you're in a panic-inducing shootout in a village, the next you're solving a quiet puzzle, and then you're fighting a lake monster. The gunplay is punchy, the inventory management, Tetris with guns, is weirdly addictive, and Leon Kennedy is the coolest action hero ever written. It's simply the most replayable action game ever made.
It has to.
And for pure, unadulterated fun, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Insomniac somehow made the swinging even better by adding web wings, meaning you can traverse the entire map in seconds without touching the ground. Fast travel exists, but if you use it, you're playing the game wrong. It earns the 10 out of 10 because of the Venom arc. When you get that black suit, the controller feedback changes, the combat gets brutal, and you genuinely feel powerful and a little dangerous. Combined with seamless switching between Peter and Miles, it's the ultimate superhero simulator. No notes. Okay, put the adrenaline away. It's time to get hurt. The Last of Us. It doesn't matter if you watch the HBO show, playing this is a completely different beast. This is the game that proved video games could tell stories better than movies. It's not about the zombies, infected. It's about a broken man learning to be a father again. The combat is brutal and desperate, every bullet counts, but the 10 out of 10 comes from the quiet moments. The giraffe scene alone justifies the price tag. By the end, you aren't cheering, you're sitting in silence questioning everything. NieR. Automata is weird. You play as a goth android fighting sad robots in high heels, but if you stop playing after the credits roll the first time, you've arguably missed 60% of the game. You have to beat this game multiple times to see the real ending, and trust me, it goes places you cannot predict. It starts as a stylish hack and slash and turns into a philosophical debate about what it means to have a soul. And the soundtrack? Legitimately one of the greatest musical scores ever composed. It's a masterpiece of weirdness.
Everything was so nice.
If The Last of Us is about a father and daughter, a plague tale, Requiem is the ultimate sibling story. You play Amisha trying to save her little brother Hugo from a supernatural curse involving a lot of rats, like millions of rats. Visually, this game is next level stunning, but the 10 out of 10 factor is the voice acting. You feel every ounce of Amisha's exhaustion and desperation. It's a linear, focused story that grabs you by the throat and drags you through hell. It's depressing, it's beautiful, and the ending will absolutely ruin your week.
Well, everything.
You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, you take care of Alice.
Most games give you the illusion of choice. Detroit, Become Human, gives you actual consequences. Characters can die permanently, entire plot lines can vanish based on one mistake, and there are like 40 different endings. You play 3 androids gaining consciousness, but let's be real, we are all here for Connor and Hank. Their buddy cop dynamic is perfection. This is the ultimate backseat gaming experience. It's basically an interactive movie where you are the director and the script is excellent.
My name is Connor.
Sky-high rate of violence.
And speaking of redemption
People
arcs,
living below the poverty line than anywhere
Cyberpunk
else.
2077. Launch day, a disaster. Today, it is the most immersive RPG on the market. CD Projekt Red didn't just fix the bugs, they polished the soul of the game. Night City is the main character here. It feels overwhelming, vertical, and alive. The combat build variety is insane. You can be a hacker who kills with your brain or a cyborg ninja with mantis blades. And the story with Johnny Silverhand? It hits hard. If you haven't played it since the Phantom Liberty update, you haven't played the real 10 out of 10 version yet.
Then I will tell
If
them.
Minecraft on Valheim and Zelda Breath of the Wild had a baby, it would be Enshrouded. Survival games usually feel clunky, but this one feels like a polished action RPG. The 1010 feature here is the voxel building. You aren't just snapping walls together, you can dig caves, reshape the terrain, and build the most detailed castles imaginable. Plus, the map isn't procedurally generated, it's handcrafted, meaning exploration actually feels rewarding. It's the perfect game to lose 100 hours in with your friends.
We reshape this earth to our will.
Look, Ark is janky. It runs like a slideshow on bad PCs. But Ark Survival Ascended is still a 10 because there is simply nothing else like it. It's dinosaurs. In Unreal Engine 5, taming your first T-Rex is a core gaming memory. The Ascended remake made the world look photorealistic, which makes it even scarier when a raptor jumps out of the bushes to eat your face. It's chaotic, it's brutal, and the tribe warfare politics are more intense than Game of Thrones. It's the best kind of broken. We can't have a perfect list without the game that Sony refuses to put on PC. Bloodborne. This is Hidetaka Miyazaki's magnum opus. It trades shields for speed. It trades knights and dragons for Victorian horror and Lovecraftian nightmares. The trick weapons are the best weapon system in any RPG, period. Every weapon has two forms, and switching between them mid-combo is pure dopamine. The atmosphere is so thick you can taste the copper in the air. It is spooky, aggressive, and flawless. And finally, number 24. If you want to know what art direction means, play Ghost of Tsushima. Sucker Punch realized that mini-maps are ugly, so they deleted them. Instead, you follow the wind. You are a samurai turning into a stealthy ghost to save your home. The combat is a lethal dance of stances, but the world is the star. Writing haikus, petting foxes, bathing in hot springs, it balances the violence with extreme peace. It is the most visually pleasing game ever made. Turn on the Kurosawa mode filter and it's literally a movie. That is it. 24 games that are legally required for your backlog. I know for a fact I missed your favorite. I can feel you typing the angry comment right now. So, let's hear it. What is the one game I left off that deserves a perfect 10? Drop it in the comments, subscribe so you don't miss the next list, and go play something good.